Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Follett House Friday. My name's Jeremy, and I'm the Museum Services Manager for the Sandusky Library and Follett House Museum. And since Wednesday was Veterans Day, I wanted to pick something that tied in well with Veterans Day. And we'll get a little bit closer to see some of the details in a minute. But as you can see, I'm in front of a giant map. And not just any map. This was a map of the Western Front during World War I. This was displayed in the window of the Commercial National Bank here in Sandusky. And they put it up in October of 1918 to show where the different units were fighting. And we'll get a close-up to see a little bit more about it. So every day, it would be updated by the Sandusky Register, who's getting news updates, and they had little flags that they would stick in the map to show where all the different Allied armies were fighting during the war. When you get closer, hopefully you'll be able to see some of the pinholes. As you can see, there's flags painted on it now. When the war was over on November 11th, 1918, originally Armistice Day, what we now call Veterans Day, they painted where all the armies were when the war ended. And I mentioned this was put in by the Commercial National Bank in their window as a display. And some of you might be thinking, why did a bank here in town decide to put something like this in their window? Well, the biggest reason was advertisement. It was something that attracted you to get you, this was in the window of the Commercial National Bank, so you could see it from outside. They had lights on, so you could see it any time of the day. And it was to get you to come to the bank. It gets you thinking about it, gets you talking about it, and the idea is then hopefully you'll go inside and do business there. This kind of marketing, advertising was really common, especially baseball games, World Series, where they would put the scores up in the window and update them as the game went on. It was to try and draw customers in and try to get them to come in and spend money. It's not too unlike, how stores run specials or giveaways or something just to get you in the doors and hoping that you'll spend money there in the long run. So the Commercial National Bank, where it was located, would have been the northeast corner of Market and Columbus. So that is some of you know the Cook Building, or the building that just got demolished downtown. That's where this building, where this bank was located. But in 1923, the bank moved, and that building still stands. That's the building at the corner of Columbus and Washington Row, right by the park. I think it now has the Cafe Vita, if I'm pronouncing that right, I don't remember. But it kind of looks like an old bank. That's because it was. They built it in 1923 and moved the bank into. So I'm going to move the camera closer a little bit just to show some of the details to see if I can get everything to show one or two of the small details. But as you can see, it is giant. It's 6 feet wide and it's over 7 feet high. It is a huge map. So let's move the camera a little closer. If you excuse my, I'll try and, finagle it. I'll get it real close here, and it's kind of hard to tell, but if you look, you can see there are these black dots. These are all the pinholes from where they put the flags. And you can see here's their little damage from where they were torn out. So you can see it was updated fairly regularly to show where all of the different forces were. With the different countries, you can see it has major cities put on it, rail lines. That's what kind of like these hash marks are there, denoting where the major rail lines, because rail would have been the major way, one of the major ways to transport everything at that time period. At the bottom, it's kind of hard to see because it is a little dark in here. You can see it says November 11th, 1918 to indicate where all of the armies would have been when the war ended. And near the top, I'll pick this up, you can see, authentic map of the Western Front, corrected daily, in accordance with the Associated Press Service of the Sandusky Library. So you could see that it was updated and they did keep it up to date. And it was really popular. So it was originally unveiled on October 8th, and there's this nice long article from the Register on October 8th, 1918 that talks about the map and how it's going to be updated. And then they have an article the next day, October 9th, 1918. It's relatively short. I'll read it real quick for you. The headline is Bank's Big War Map Scores Genuine Hit. The Commercial National Bank's big map of the Western War Front, set up facing Market Street, adjoining the entrance to the bank on the west, attracted general attention all day Tuesday and until late hour Tuesday night. At noon Tuesday, the glass push pins were set in position, and with silk flags of the Allies behind the line indicated to the observer just where the soldiers who are slowly but surely marching on Berlin were stationed according to the last word from over there. Last night, electric lights so arranged that they cast their rays upon the map made inspection as easy as it had been throughout the day. Interest in the map increased as the day passed and will continue to increase as the war progresses. The commercial was commended for having put the war news at a glance before the public. So like I said, it was fairly popular, and it's good PR. You're in a war. There's, of course, lots of fighting. And when it was put up is really interesting, October 1918, because October 1918, at least for Erie County, was the deadliest month of World War I for soldiers from Erie County. Half the soldiers from Erie County who died during the war died in October of 1918, unfortunately. A combination of wounds sustained in battle, and of course, 1918 is when you have the Spanish flu going on, and you have lots of soldiers on both sides of the war, unfortunately, dying from the Spanish flu. So I felt this was a nice artifact that tied in really well to Veterans Day in World War I and the original significance of Veterans Day. Of course, November 11th being the day World War I officially ended. I am kind of a one-man crew, so if you guys are asking questions as we went along and I missed them, I apologize. I will answer them, and if you're watching this not live, feel free to leave questions in the comments later, and I'm always happy to answer them as we go along. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we hope to see you next Friday for our Follett House Friday. Thank you.